Welcome, one and all, episode 10 of the Wide 80 podcast. 10 straight weeks,
Jazz
not
hands, man.
taking a week off. We built different. I felt like we just started this thing and relatively so we have. But when I started thinking it in the perspective of it's been 10 weeks and 10 hour and a half to 2 hour long conversations, that's a lot of talking amongst one another.
We've almost talked for a day straight, man.
That's crazy.
I was
But
going
let
back
me
through my notes earlier
introduce
and I was just astounded by how much I've put on paper so far.
it's like at the end of the day, this is what we like to do. Not only do we want traction on this, of course, anybody would want traction, but it's also therapy.
Yeah.
And it's also getting out our fantasy and sport related ideas and kind of throw out our hot takes without, annoying our wives and stuff like that. So
Huh.
let me introduce the guys, same crew as always. To my left, short stuff golf, the owner of a really high performing Kyle Schwarber. Colby
Yeah,
G is
$3
in
make me holla.
the building. Underneath me, the reigning, defending, undisputed 2023 fantasy baseball champion. Chandler's in the building. His belt is on the line this year.
Yeah, we're fighting for it, man.
Yeah, we're
Week one was
fighting
rough,
for it.
but we're here.
Yeah,
Um, first of all, how has the week been, boys? How's it been since the last pod?
Good, man.
it's been good.
Things getting back on track with
hmm
fantasy at least. I didn't like the weird week. The Soul series and going into that's not my favorite. So I'm glad to be on a routine.
Yeah, I don't know if how a lot of other leagues are set up, but we counted the Soul series and then but the our first week was essentially that opening Thursday to Sunday. And that was the first week. So I beat Colby, but I didn't feel good about it because it was what, 4 days? Like it didn't seem right, but I'm
It
getting
was
it
a weird
handed to
week.
me in my first official week, so there's karma if there ever was a thing. But before we get too deep into things, I want to be sure to plug our social medias. Search Wide 80 Podcast. Make sure you spell out the 80. Look for that blue logo. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. And we are on the Apple Podcast app. Go in your iPhone. It's the app that's pre installed when you get the phone, that purple podcast app. Go in there, search Wide 80 Podcast, look for the blue logo, and we're up in there. 9 episodes down. Here we are on the 10th one, and it has been quite a week, especially us. I mean, we are from Houston. Now we live in different areas, but we're from Houston. And right now is a fantastic time to be a Houston Texans fan. I mean, we're not even worried about it. We're not surprised because we called it 2 months ago. Stefon Diggs is now officially a Houston Texan. And I want to kind of give the details of the trade. Houston, they get Stefon Diggs along with a 6th round pick in this year's draft and a 5th round pick of next year's draft. Buffalo receives a 2nd round pick that Houston got from Minnesota when they moved into the draft and we traded back. So Houston was able to acquire Stefon Diggs using a 2nd round pick that they got additionally when they traded out of the 1st round. So kind of spot on of what I said. I said we would trade that 1st round pick for Stefon. We ended up trading a 2nd round pick for Stefon. Um, I mean, I think we're all aligned on how we feel about this, but what do you guys think? What are your guys' initial opinions of the Stefon Diggs to Houston trade?
Dude, talking about ammunition in the gun, bro. We have so many playmakers on this team now. It's insane. The fact that we were able to get arguably a top 5 receiver
Mhm.
for a 2nd round pick is insane to me.
No.
I did talk to somebody today, and the only thing they keep talking about how he's a diva and how he's not going to be good for the locker room, da 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 da. And it's like, man, you really don't know until he gets in there. Um, I like this. I like to think more positive on that. D'Amico is such a player's coach, and people want to play for the Texans. And I mean, I know that Stefon Diggs had a good thing going with the Bills, and they were a winning team, but maybe the atmosphere wasn't as good as we thought. And all I know is that the atmosphere we have over with the Texans right now is outstanding, and it's a lot to look forward to. So I view as Stephon Diggs coming over here and wanting to contribute and not be that diva. That's what I like to think.
Man, I want to be in that locker room just on like when I'm having a bad day. I feel like
Yeah.
they just pick anybody's spirits up and like make them feel worthwhile. It's going to be fantastic. But shout out Minnesota Vikings for being involved twice with Stephon Diggs, getting him moved. Couldn't have done it without him.
I
Mm,
didn't even put that together. That's
Couldn't have done
actually
it without
interesting.
him. Also, something crazy. Minneapolis
mm.
Miracle. Guess who threw that ball? Case Keenum,
Case
backup
Keenum.
quarterback for the Houston Texans. Let's go.
Hey,
The world is
Ada boy,
it's
Ada
a
boy.
circle. It just you can't stop it
Uh,
from happening. Things just keep moving, and he landed in the right freaking spot, man. I don't know what other teams are going to do, what defenses are going to do. Again, I understand he's going to want his targets. I understand he wants his attention, but him being on the field just opens up opportunities for Nico and Tank. And then if they try to switch their attention over to one of those two, you got Stefon Diggs over there that's just going to carve you up. I'm stoked. Enough to bring out the old Texans military appreciation hat out of retirement just for today. We'll put it right back in the closet after this.
Yeah. I mean, it's everything that I assumed would be sort of the game plan. When you have a rookie quarterback, you have a rookie receiver. Nico Collins isn't super old. I mean, I think he's 4 years in, something like that. I didn't think that Houston would be too involved with, super invested. Obviously, we're going to draft, right? But I don't think we would turn to the draft to find immediate touchdown scorers, right? I think when you have a rookie quarterback, you have essentially a rookie head coach. I mean, out of his rookie season, I thought we would be really involved with veteran players, and that is absolutely what has transpired up to this point. Joe Mixon, veteran. Stefon Diggs, veteran. Daniil Hunter, veteran. It's just because we have such a young nucleus that you don't want to add young onto it because then everybody's young, everybody's learning. You want some guys that have been there before, and I definitely think. I mean, I already made a video on this. I don't
Yep.
want to like repeat what I said because I think it's a perfect marriage. I want to ask you guys this question. Okay, lock in here.
Mm.
In that offense, Colby's just in the camera. With that offense, who's going off the fantasy draft board first?
Ooh, I gotta
the
love it. If
whole
you don't,
offense.
yeah, if you don't mind, I'm a deviate just a second here because I got to give you credit, B. You're the one that was saying we got a rookie quarterback on a rookie contract. You got the cap space. You got to send the money or spend the money. 22 mil projected salary for Stefan for his first year with the Texans. That's not cheap whatsoever.
And we eliminated the rest of his contract.
Yep, yep.
So he's a free
What
agent
does
after
that
this
mean? Can
year.
y'all elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, so I didn't know this was a thing you could do until right now. But
I
so
neither.
we take his salary that he's going to make this season, and then we gave him a $3 million raise that was supposed to be a cap hit for next year. And we initially cut off the rest of his contract. So he's guaranteed, I think, was it 22 plus three, so like 25 million
Mhm.
for this coming season, and then he's an unrestricted free agent after. So it's almost like a test run. Like if he comes here and it just doesn't work, it's a 1 year. All right, see you later. It was a rent a player. But
Smart.
dude, this GM Nick Casario is in.
Genius.
He's been insane, bro.
Yep,
And so now, but if he ends up having a crazy season, you can negotiate a longer deal. But
yep.
you're not tied to Stefon Diggs. So for Colby, for the people who say that he's a diva, well, you're renting the diva for 1 year, potentially, right?
Well, and
Yeah.
if they
I
go
didn't
off
I
and
didn't know
make
about that.
it further than the Bills in the playoffs, you can get him for cheaper next year because he's going to want to come back. But also shout out Colby for calling out the Texans of having the greatest free agency or offseason of all time. No,
Yeah.
no other team has done what they did. They got a 100 plus reception receiver in Stefon Diggs. They got a 1,000 yard rusher in Joe Mixon and a 10 plus sack guy in Daniil Hunter. Never
Yep.
happened before. They're just breaking all the record books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to know what it looks like to have the win now mentality? Look at the Texans right now.
Yep.
But
They're
then
doing what they can. They're doing their thing.
here comes the pressures of there's no excuses now.
Yeah.
If the Texans do not go to the Super Bowl next year, that's a failure.
At least the AFC Championship game, right?
Well, we've never been. Yeah, okay. I'll
At
take if we
least.
can get to the AFC
Yeah.
Championship because we've never been there before. I will say
Yeah.
that is a success, and all of this was worth it. But if it's
Oh yeah.
if it doesn't end up like that, that's that we got to have a whole bunch of different conversations. But
I'll say this is the year like we go further than we've ever gone.
it has to be. It
For sure.
literally has to be.
Yep.
So I go back to my question.
Yeah.
In
Sorry to deviate.
no, I love the additional content, but in fantasy, who's going off the board first? You got C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins, Stefon Diggs. Who's the first player that goes off the board in your opinion?
Stroud.
C.J. Stroud's my first pick.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
So like,
I,
okay,
I honestly
let
think it's Joe Mixon. Right?
ooh.
It's a running back heavy. It's always a running back heavy draft almost every year. But outside of like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, they go first round, right? But because of the target share, I don't think Nico, Stefan, and Tank they might be all fighting for second or third round spots. But I think Joe goes off the board first because I mean he's the running back. We got Damian Pierce who's turning into a return specialist. So my answer is Joe Mixon for sure.
So I think Stefon Diggs will be the first player off the board, but I don't agree with it, if that makes sense.
That's
Like
fair.
I think with his name and going into this situation, I think people are going to jump the gun, right? And I get Stefon Diggs. I think honestly that Nico Collins still has a bigger year than Stefon Diggs.
Yep.
I do.
Yep.
But I was laying in bed going to sleep last night. Um, I got woken up by a work phone call at 4 a.m, and I just ended up just writing down content for the pod. And I was thinking, which Texan are you targeting in fantasy with the offense that loaded? You know, Joe Mixon for a running back heavy league, Stefon Diggs for a big name in a new situation, or do you take a continuously developing Nico Collins or Tank Dell?
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton
Stroud.
Schultz. No, I'm
Stroud.
taking who's the fullback? Beck. I'm
Beck.
taking Beck. But no, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's no the pressures. I perform better as a fan when we're supposed to lose. That's
Yep.
when I perform better.
Yeah.
Like last year, I didn't sweat. I didn't get upset because every win just kind of seemed like a gift, right?
Yeah.
Like we were
Yeah.
supposed to win. I think Vegas had us at like 4.5. Like we were supposed to win 4 to 5 games. So every additional win was kind of like Christmas came early. But I don't perform well when we're supposed to win. So just keep checking on me as the season goes because my blood pressure gets to rising.
Yeah.
Are you guys up to date with the Kansas City Chiefs stadium situation?
Yeah, that failed, right? They were trying to get that done with taxpayer dollars.
So the Kansas City Chiefs and that's the Royals, Kansas City Royals and Kansas City Chiefs, Arrowhead Stadium, right? Uh, the the future is in doubt after voters voted against stadium tax that would have led to major renovations done to the stadium. Something similar to what we're seeing with the athletics in Oakland, but
Mhm.
the athletics in Oakland are just simply like the mayor just like I'm not paying for it. But then the mayor of Dallas chimes in and says he wants the Kansas City Chiefs to be in Dallas with the Cowboys.
Why? So he can take away from Cowboys ticket sales?
He said Dallas is a big enough football market for two teams. And so he literally in public, and I don't know what the event was or where he was speaking, but it's on record that he says he would take and he wants to bring the Chiefs to Dallas. So they would be the Dallas Chiefs, which is the worst name I think I've ever heard.
Excuse me, is this
Yeah.
thing on? I'm gonna upset some fans real quick because I want Dallas fans in the comments based on what I'm about to say. Y'all are some of the saltiest fans in the entire country. You really tell me that if the Chiefs came over, you ditch the Cowboys and go to the Chiefs? If so, we're just gonna keep calling you even more of a bandwagon fan. It's unreal. But yeah, y'all come at me. That's fine. We'll talk about it.
He said, "Y'all come at me. That's fine." But no, how interesting that I've never seen a mayor for that already has a team that's like, hey, come over here. Like, I could imagine the Cowboys being like, hey man, what's up?
I mean, they're not
No.
doing much else, so I guess whatever.
They might as well just help,
Yeah.
move
Not
in the new team, right?
not signing anybody in free agency, so just buy a team, bring a team over. Like that
Hey,
makes sense.
it's a 50%, like that's double our chances of winning.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh man. No,
What would be the reason for that though?
I don't I mean I think he sees more revenue bringing a championship ball club and bringing fans. I guess he sees the revenue increase, but
And to be fair, the Cowboys are the most valued NFL team. So
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see it from a dollar perspective. Yeah, sure. Bring it all in. But sorry.
Yeah, I wrote that down because that's just interesting. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
no, the Dallas Chiefs. That sounds like the worst. That didn't even it didn't roll off the tongue. It doesn't go together. It's the
My stomach
Dallas
just turned.
Chiefs. Yeah, it's
His stomach
just
just turned. That's funny.
all right.
Start
Yeah, it just
calling them
doesn't
the
go well
swamp,
together.
man. DC.
You boys want to get into some drafting?
I love it.
Let's get into some
Yeah. I like to
drafting.
draft stuff.
Y'all about to get
Love
handled.
I'd
drafting stuff.
love to draft stuff. I hope I have enough
Do it.
here. Hope I have enough
Me
here.
too. I got 9, 10 of them, I think.
I got
So
8.
here we go. We do it every single podcast. We draft something sports related in the pool, and we have our 5, and then you tell us who had the better lineup. Today we are drafting the top 5 best professional sports logos of all time. Or just sports logos. I don't care if y'all went college with it. Um,
That's
this is
good.
this is gonna be a
I
fun
did.
one.
No Olympics, right?
No.
Oh,
What are we doing for the order? Chandler, I think you went first last time, right?
I don't
Oh,
think
I
I did.
went first.
I think it is my turn to go
So
first.
I go last. Okay, so we'll go Chandler, me, Koji.
That'll work.
All right. Chandler, lead it off, my guy.
Let's go. We're going to throw back to a previous episode. I'm taking the Anaheim Mighty Ducks from
Oh, that's
1993 to
yeah.
2006.
You actually can't
That's
have them,
so gangster.
unfortunately.
That's the Jason Duck mask with
That's
the double hockey
crazy, but
sticks.
they are unavailable. Like they're not available right now.
Says who?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
wanted
There's
them.
no
Just something,
commissioner. There's no commissioner of this league.
they didn't
All
pay their
right.
taxes. They're not available.
Send them to
bring,
Dallas.
bring it back around. No. All right. So it's on me. All right. Oh no, it's Colby's going second, right? I'm going
Yeah,
last.
you're last.
Sure.
I
I'll
didn't
do
I
second.
didn't write it down that way. I'm sorry. All right, Colby, who you got?
So this is my favorite logo of all time.
Here
It's
we
the
go.
Chicago Bulls.
I
Ooh,
okay.
Chicago Bulls.
That is such an elegant, efficient pick right there. Like,
Yep.
what are you gonna do? I
Yeah.
really
Love
appreciate
that
that
logo.
one. All right, I'm probably gonna go with my all-time favorite. Give me the Vancouver Grizzlies.
I love it.
Oh, damn it.
Yep, yep. And you gotta watch me
Hate you.
because I go back to back like that.
And
And
the one with the grizzly bear underneath where it says
yeah,
Grizzlies
yeah,
and he's
yeah,
got the
yeah,
ball. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I am going to go. I feel so corny for going back to back basketball, but I'm gonna do it. Give me the Toronto
I
Raptors
knew it,
with
dude.
the
I
with the
knew it.
dinosaur
Raptors.
Yeah.
with the dinosaur on it.
I
The
thought you were
Vince
taking it
Carter,
one, to be honest.
Tracy McGrady. I mean, my 2 is basically my 1. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fair, fair.
Um. All right, Colby, who you got?
This may be a surprise to everybody who's
You're
even
lying
watching
again.
or
Here we
listening to
go.
You're
this,
straight
Here
up
we
lying.
go.
but
Don't bait.
it's gonna
Don't fall
be the
for it.
Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Houston Texans
Nice.
logo. Yep.
You got a horns theme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got the
I keep
Bulls and the
going with it
Texans.
too.
Oh, all right.
I'm
Yep.
surprised. I'm surprised he
If
let
if I can.
what I thought he was going to pick is not what he picked, so it's still
Yeah.
there.
I'm gonna
All
take
right.
it though. Don't
Oh,
worry.
you're gonna go. Okay, Chandler,
Yeah,
who you got?
I'm taking it right now. We're going 1965 to 74 Houston Astros.
Oh,
That's
that's
the
okay.
that's the Astrodome in the background with the baseballs orbiting it. I just think it hits
Yeah,
on so
dude.
many levels.
The Astrodome. Okay, gotcha. What are you going back around with?
Oh, back to
Elegant.
back. All right, pick 3. Ooh. Let's go. I'm a big fan of the 1996 to 2001 Detroit Pistons logo
Yep.
with the
Yeah.
horse and the S's are tailpipes,
Yep.
because it's Motor City. Big fan of that.
What was the years again? I'm
Sweet.
sorry.
96 to 2001.
Okay.
Sweet, bro.
Love that one. All right, Colby. Back at it.
So I'm going with the Texas Longhorns logo.
Yep.
University of Texas. I don't
Let's
know, bro.
go.
Something about bulls, something about
Colby's
steers.
like,
It
I'm
just
horny.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
You
get
know what I'm
it?
saying?
That
I
wasn't
yeah.
inappropriate because,
There's horns.
it's our
Because of the
horns.
horns, right?
Mhm.
All right. I
There's
like
just something
it.
about that. I don't know.
Something about horns
Yep.
just really gets me
Something
going.
about horns. Fucking
All right. Oh man. I feel like I haven't picked in forever.
It's been a while.
I am going to go baseball. I'm going to go the Pittsburgh Pirates with the pirate in the logo with the
I like
bandana.
it. Yep.
broski.
Yeah. That's a big
Yeah.
one for me. I love that bandana with he looks like a badass, you know what I'm saying? Um and then I am going to go hockey. I'm going to go the San Jose Sharks with the
Nice.
shark biting the hockey
The hockey
stick in
stick.
half.
Yep. That one's
Oh, I
clean.
remember that one.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
Dang it, Bobby.
All right,
Is
Colby,
that
it's
is that
on
4 for
you.
you, Brandon?
That's 4 for
You're
me.
coming back on fourth
Okay,
round,
yeah,
then. Let's go.
so this will be 4 for me, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Seattle Sonics, the
Yep, the
one with
Supersonic.
the Seattle monument, the needle.
Yeah, the
That's
Gary
cool.
Payton, Sean Kemp ones.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
I
Nice,
like it. The
nice.
needle. Who you got, Chandler?
We're gonna hit the local 1962 to 64 Houston Colt 45s.
The
That
Colt
revolver, the
45s.
revolver smoke coming up into the sea to make the Colts. That's just
Built
classic right
different.
there. Built
Built
different.
different.
Yep.
All right, Colby, finish out the team.
Oh, I got to round off
Oh no,
5.
my bad, my bad, my
Yeah,
bad, my
you're
bad. I'm
good.
sorry, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
good. Ooh, this one's tough though. This one's tough. I don't know if y'all know this logo. I stumbled upon it, I think yesterday evening, and it's just awesome. So I encourage everybody out there to go check it out. 1996 to 99, Phoenix Coyotes. It's a hockey team.
Okay.
It's a mosaic coyote playing hockey, and I think it just nails, where they're from, everything that Arizona stands for. Y'all got to check it out, and hopefully, if we put this up on the talk, Brandon will find a picture of it because it's just
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I can definitely do
Say the
that.
team one more time.
The Phoenix Coyotes,
Yep, 96 to 99.
Phoenix.
96 to 99.
Damn it.
It's on you, Colby. Round it out.
Um,
Round your team out.
so my last one's gonna be the Orlando Magics. That logo,
Nice.
The
like
Penny
the
Hardaway
black
one.
and blue. Penny Hardaways.
Yeah,
Yep.
such a good pick.
Yep.
Oh, where I want to go. All right. I'm going to end it with I think it was the 70s to the 90s. Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the Buccaneer with the knife in his mouth.
Yep. Yep. The
Crazy.
original creamsicle.
Yep.
Yep.
Crazy. I am. So I knew that y'all was gonna throw the Astros and stuff in there. Not a soul picked the Oilers. I guess we just not a fan of the oil. What's it called? I forget what it's called.
It's a rig. Yeah.
A
an oil
rig,
rig.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just generational, man. I mean, we don't really watch them.
I just thought that any of y'all even me
Also,
included.
Save the environment,
Well, it's
Brandon.
honorable
Switch to
mention.
electric, man. Come
Asshole.
on. Yeah.
Dude, any honorable mentions we left off that we
Yeah, I
wanted to
got
say?
2. I got 2.
Who you got?
Detroit Red Wings, similar with the Pistons. They got the wheel for
Ooh,
Motor
yeah.
City and that classic red. They've had the same one since '84, by the way. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And then one that really stood out to me, if I could go 6 picks, it'd be Utah Jazz, 1996 to
Yeah.
2004.
The
That's the
note.
purple.
The
Yeah,
note. Yeah.
no, not the note, not the note. The purple
Oh.
mountains on the
Oh, the
bottom
mountains.
or
Right,
top.
right,
Yeah,
right.
the
Yeah,
basketball on
yeah.
the bottom, and then the J looks like a saxophone. I
Yeah.
just think it's classic.
The only one that I left off, so I had one more remaining, and it was, I want to say it was late 90s, early 2000s, Detroit Tigers with the D, with the tiger crawling
Yeah,
through the
yeah, yeah.
D.
That's
I think
good
that
too.
was,
Yeah,
was
Yep.
it
remember
Curtis
that.
Granderson was on that team? Or Gary Sheffield, I mean. But yeah, that
Hell
I like
yeah.
that one.
Don't clip this. I'm just a big fan of the Old English D.
I bet.
That's getting clipped, dude.
I said don't
That's
clip this. I
that's
said I
that's
prefaced
my
with
new
all due
text
respect.
tone,
You
dude.
know,
I'm a big fan of the Old English D. Every time I get a text, that's gonna be my text
What?
tone.
I'm gonna text you like 80,000 times a day.
That's
Funny.
fantastic. Okay, so let me round out the teams. So Chandler, who went first in the best sports logos of all time draft, we got the Anaheim Ducks. Stole that one right out from under me. We got the Astros with the Astrodome, right?
Yep.
We got the 96 to 01 Detroit Pistons. We got the Colt 45s and the Phoenix Coyotes. I've never seen that one. I mean, I might have, but I might not put a name to it. I got to look that one up.
Yeah, I don't think they're not a professional hockey team. I'm pretty sure they're
I
whatever's
just
like
looked it up. It's
Oh my
purple.
God, no
yeah,
one did the
semi-pro.
Savannah Bananas? This is bullshit.
Dude, I was expecting a Seattle Kraken as well.
Ooh.
That's a new team, and
I
their
love that
logo
color
is
scheme.
sick. Yep, it's so good.
Colby, Chicago Bulls, the Houston Texans, Texas Longhorns, Seattle Supersonics, Orlando Magics. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And then, oh, so I put that one in the wrong spot. Huh? I accidentally put my last pick under Colby's. I had the Vancouver Grizzlies, Toronto Raptors with the dino on it, right?
Yep.
And then I had the Pittsburgh Pirates with the pirate logo, the San Jose Sharks with the shark biting the stick, and then I had the creamsicle Tampa Bay Buccaneers with apparently I like pirates. I got Colby's got a thing for horns, I got a thing for pirates.
The only one you're missing is back when the Oakland Raiders called themselves the Oakland Raiders, and
Dude, you want to know it's another funny
that's
one that I didn't
awesome.
the one I didn't have written down, but I really liked. Remember when the Browns had the elf?
Yeah,
The Browns
yeah,
had the elf
yeah,
logo.
yeah.
What?
You don't
Probably just
remember
like
that?
a
Yeah,
brown
the
orange.
Browns,
Is
they have
it?
the old logo when the dude's like an elf with like pointy ears. It's funny.
No shit. I had
Yep.
no
The
idea.
from like
The
60s to 80s, there
Can
was a
we talk the
thing
Browns if
with like
we maybe
magical
maybe next
creatures.
time we'll do a worst logos and worst jerseys. The Browns got to be up there, right?
Yeah, easily.
They got to be
Just
like
a color.
one, right? I don't think it gets worse than that.
I don't know. I'll find something.
The
Trust
Atlanta
me.
Yeah,
Blues.
I'm determined.
All right. So we drafted it up. I actually have a fun little game to play with you guys. It requires you to put your thinking caps on. Um, I don't know what I'm going to call this segment. I don't know if this is a segment I'm going to continue doing, but I will give you two players. I got football and baseball. I'm going to give you two players, and then you tell me who had more in the stat category that I give you, right? So we are going to start off since I guess we talked a little bit about football. We'll start with football, okay? Who has more career? So I'm going to ask it, and I want to give each of y'all give an answer. So I want Chandler's answer and I want Colby's answer, and then
All
I'll
right.
reveal,
All
okay?
right.
Who has more career passing touchdowns? Donovan McNabb or Andy Dalton?
That's crazy. And I feel like just because you brought it up, I'm going Andy Dalton. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Okay.
I'm going Donovan McNabb because you said Dalton.
Awesome.
The correct answer is Andy
Yep.
Dalton.
Yep.
246 against 234.
That's close.
It's close.
Yeah.
Damn, Dalton.
McNabb's a better player, but he could also move with his feet.
Okay. We ready for this one?
Yeah, let's go.
Who has more career rushing yards? Adrian Peterson or Barry Sanders?
Peterson.
Yeah, I think Peterson as well.
The answer is Barry Sanders
That's fair.
by a little
Damn.
over 300 yards. Barry Sanders has 15,269. Adrian Peterson has 14,918.
I would
So,
expect Barry Sanders. I'm thinking the least expected.
okay. We're going to go into baseball. You boys ready? I mean, we're always ready for some baseball, right?
Let's go.
All right. Who has more career stolen bases? Ronald Acuna Jr. or Mookie Betts?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What you got, Colby?
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, I'm the friend. I'm going Mookie.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go with Mookie.
The answer is Ronald
Wow.
Acuna
Oh my
Jr.
Is it
gosh.
because of
with
his 74 last year?
181 versus Mookie's 173.
It is because of that last year.
Because
Literally.
Ronald's relatively a newer player, yeah.
He
Yep,
is.
very new.
And
Yeah.
then Mookie's been around forever.
Yeah,
Which
he's old.
makes you put Ronald Acuna's stealing bases in perspective, right?
Wow, dude.
I'm curious
So
who wins a 100-yard dash.
I'm not picking against Mookie Betts in any type of
Right.
competitive.
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah, like this dude bowled a 300 in a bowling tournament. Like I'm not picking it. He might be the best person in the world. I don't know him personally,
Mookie
but
Betts,
yeah, he might be the best person.
300.
Yeah,
Like
he
best
bowled a
athlete.
300 in a
I
bowling
had no
game.
idea.
It's on YouTube. You could look at it. You can watch it. Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't seen
He's
it.
literally, I think he might be the most interesting man in the world. Remember those old Dos Equis commercials? I think it
Yep.
actually is Mookie Betts. All right, last one. Here's my last one, okay? Who has more career doubles? Charlie Blackmon or Mike Trout?
I'm thinking Blackman. I know he's a doubles guy. He'll hit the fence more often than he goes over it.
Yeah, I'll go with Blackman too.
That is the correct answer.
Let's
By
go.
2.
Let's go.
Charlie Blackmon, Colorado Rocky. Thoughts and prayers for him. He's sitting at 312. Mike Trout is 310.
And this is Mike Trout's 13th season. I don't know how long Blackman's been in the league.
With his beard and facial hair, I think he was born in the league.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
or just born with a beard and facial hair.
That dude's terrifying. But yeah, that's what I got. I don't know what to call that segment,
Love
but
it.
that was pretty fun.
This or that.
Would you rather or whatever?
Something.
We'll figure it out.
All right, Chandler, you want me to pull up your player perspective? You want to go
Yeah,
over
we
that?
can make it happen. Are we feeding into baseball after this?
Yeah, we'll go into
right.
all our baseball stuffs, and then we'll end it with some UFC golf and call it a night. You know what I'm
Love
saying?
it.
And
Love
enjoy
it.
our Thursday. Let's share my handy dandy screen over here.
I got a comparison of two players, and that is it's this season so far. So we're talking about like, a few days, whatever that is, 7 days, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, one is an outfielder, one is an infielder. It doesn't really make a difference. The big key here, guy on the right is currently tied for the league lead in home runs. Guy on the left is currently tied for the league in doubles.
Okay. Interesting. So I actually think I know who the right is.
Send it.
Is one of them an Astro?
Neither one of them are Astros.
Is the oh god, the right.
League lead and home.
Well, first of all, who would you
runs.
rather have, I guess? Who tickles your fancy more so than the other?
Oh man, especially in our fantasy league, I'm gonna go with the dude who cranks homers,
Yeah,
respectfully. What that 257 is on the right? Is that Gurriel?
it is not.
Ooh, I feel like I hate this. I on the spot guessing is not my thing apparently. Left is that Steve? So which one's the outfielder? Which one's the infielder? Can we ask that or no?
Yeah, you can. Outfielder on the right, infielder on the left. So outfielder with the
Okay.
homers, infielder with the doubles.
Ooh,
I would take
No-
left, by the way.
No cheating, no cheating.
is the
That's what I would
left
think.
Connor Joe?
It is not.
Damn it. Yeah, I like how I pulled that Connor Joe though.
Yeah.
That
I
was
feel like we'll be talking
Infielders
about him
left,
later. I'm not
outfielders
sure, though.
right.
Yeah.
Outfielders on the right, yeah.
Yep.
Infielders on the left. God, who's cranking him this year?
It's Colby's boy.
Outfielder on the right.
It's not Mookie because Mookie
No.
has
Mine?
5.
Santander.
No. No, not your boy this year, but in the past
Not
couple of
your
years,
boy
he's been your
this
boy.
year.
He's been your boy. And he's tied with
Man.
Mookie. They both have 4 right now, I'm pretty sure. Unless my stats are wrong.
It's not Juan Soto. It's not
Oh, no, you're right.
Judge.
You're right. My bad. Mookie does have 5. So he's second with homers.
Yep, yep. Who's
Who is?
behind Mookie? I know this. I feel like I saw it today. I'm such a moron. Uh, so we got 4 homers on the
Infield.
right.
Infield is Tyler O'Neill, or outfield is Tyler O'Neill.
It is
No.
not.
Tyler O'Neill has
No.
2.
And the
Not
guy
that
on the
many
left, the guy
RBIs.
with the doubles also has 4 doubles.
I'm gonna be so pissed.
And he's tied with a few
346.
people, but he's up there.
On the right,
One-
4
my-
homers, 10
my
RBIs,
boy,
batting
who's my-
257. Who's just raking them? I know Mookie. I know Gurriel.
You want a team?
Yeah, give me the. I'll guess it if it's give me the team.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. The guy on the right, outfielder for the Dodgers.
Oh, that's Teoscar Hernandez.
Nice.
Damn.
Hernet, you show right. I was on that. Yeah.
Jeez.
picked
And
up
I
the
knew
bug.
that's the thing. I saw him today. I'm like, oh, he's 4 homers. Good year. Okay. On the left, this one's gonna be tough. So it's doubles, just RBIs. Can you give me the position he plays?
Yeah, in between second and shortstop. Right now, second.
Ooh. Okay, it's right now second.
Right now, second.
It's damn sure not Zach Geloff.
No, it's not.
Not even close.
Nope. If we were
Hell
doing a
no.
strikeout comparison, he'd be up there though.
Mm.
No, I don't think I'm gonna add any value by guessing. Colby, you got any more?
Yeah, I'm
Tapped
lost
out.
here.
Who we got?
Andreas Jimenez with the Guardians.
Oh, the guy, of course, I
Never
drafted
would've got that.
last year and was hot garbage.
Mhm.
So so far in the season, Andreas Jimenez has more points, 55 compared to 49. And I find that
Interesting.
very interesting that extra base hits are extra base hits, man.
And especially if you're not striking out. I feel like Teoscar Hernandez will strike out a little bit.
Yeah, indicative of the batting average. Almost
Dude.
100 point different.
Man.
9 hits, 4 home runs.
Pretty crazy.
Colby's blown
That's
away.
crazy.
Yep. That's okay.
What is that?
Teoscar Hernandez
48%
and
chance
Andres Jimenez. Isn't that something?
of 48% chance of hitting a home run. Shoot.
I'll
Shoot,
take
Cub.
that all day long.
At first you don't
Mhm.
succeed, just try again.
So the Dodgers have the first and second home
Yep.
run leader.
Yep.
Things are fun.
They
Things
sure
are
do.
fun.
And they're not named Freddie Freeman and Shohei Otani.
Right.
Isn't
So
that crazy?
which means they're maybe not Mookie, but Teoscar is going to cool down.
Yeah.
Otani and Freeman are going to turn it
About
up.
mid-season. Yep.
So
Y'all see that
like-
wild stat where obviously Otani hit his first home run as a Dodger yesterday,
Mhm.
April 3rd. He hit his first home run with the Los Angeles Angels in the league on April 3rd as well. Kind of weird.
Dude loves
It's
the
because he was
third,
betting
man.
on it.
Yeah.
Cole's about to log off. He's
What's
like,
the
all right, that's
chances
it
of-
for me.
That's it. Yeah. Check and mate, I'm out of here.
Dude, he said, dude, Otani smashed the home run prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
crazy.
That parlay picture you sent Colby was probably the best one so far, dude. That
Dude,
was awesome.
there's a couple of memes that are like a series of memes that are coming about due to some interesting situations. The Otani memes and the Buffalo Bills wide receiver room memes. They're posting pictures of like they posted a picture of Terry Crews from Longest Yard, and
Yep.
he's like, this guy's in
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills wide receiver room. That's crazy. No, these memes, the Otani memes, where he's just speaking Japanese or Korean or whatever. I don't know where he's from.
Mhm.
Japanese
but-
is the right answer.
There we go. I was right first.
Yep.
He was speaking Japanese and they got subtitles that's just like, yeah, I'm going Duke -2,
Yep.
North Carolina,
UConn to win the whole thing again.
UConn to win the whole thing. That's just crazy.
It's
Or he's
awesome.
like he's like at a fast food restaurant and you hear the Japanese in the background and he goes, "Okay, so put 200 on you for this game." Okay.
Dude. And I mean, it's
so funny.
honestly, they've kept it on the hush hush. Like, I haven't heard a word about it. They just the season just went on, and
Yep. It's
You
been
know?
pretty wild. I'm
They-
still under the impression if it was like any other guy besides a handful of people, he wouldn't be playing baseball right now.
I
Or
like
in this
I like
sport,
that
for
take.
matter.
Mm.
I like that you say a handful of people. Like there's a couple of people that would have gotten that courtesy.
Yeah,
Aaron Judge.
sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
um, so getting into baseball, I just want to I know Chandler's going to kind of break down the fantasy who's underperforming, who's overperforming type of thing. I
Nailed
want
it.
to kick it off with my power rankings, right? I have
Love
the
it.
best power rankings in the league because there's really no reason for it. That's why it's awesome. I actually do have some reasons why, and I wrote them down of why my rankings are where I'm at. I did my first power rankings last, last pod. Now we actually have a couple of games that we've seen, a couple of series rather, and I want to give you guys and all the listeners my power rankings for today, April 4th.
Do you
Okay.
still have last week's list?
So I have each team that I'm about to say, I'm writing down, or I'm going to tell you where they were at last week.
All right, sweet.
So you'll see the dynamics, right?
Appreciate it.
Dodgers are still at number one for me. Yep, they're equal. The teams just seem look, their bullpen is really the only issue. Their bullpen is sitting, they have a 4.93 in bullpen ERA, but their bats, they can do whatever they want with it. Their starting ERA looks not very good because of Yamamoto's trash debut, but then he had an amazing game after.
Yep.
So that seems like that's getting on track. Mookie Betts is the way too early MVP leader right now. They're just going to be able to do whatever they want, especially if the starting pitching can tune up. The bullpen needs a lot of work done. That could be the only demise to them right now, but they look like the best team in the league. Way too early, mind you. This whole list is way too early. It's going to get better as we get more into the season. But anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Number two, cover your ears, gentlemen. I got the New York Yankees. Look,
Ooh, that's fair. They swept the
th-
Stros.
they swept the
Valid.
Astros. The Astros are going to be one of the best teams in the league at the end of the season. They swept the Astros. They looked the part so far. The only reason why I discredited the Yankees before is because of their starting rotation. I didn't think it would be the best. Rondon looks like that dude. Like in his first two starts, he has a 2.79 ERA. What more could you ask for him? Especially if you're getting Garrett Cole back. The team as a whole is pitching at a 2.53 ERA. That's not what I expected from the Yankees. I thought they would have great bats, and I thought their pitching would struggle. Has not been the case. And they're winning some games late, extra inning
Yep.
win over
When it
the
matters.
Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, they might have the best bullpen so far.
yeah, I mean, they
Ian
swept the
Hamilton, he's doing really
Astros.
good.
They swept the Astros and they went 2-1 over the Diamondbacks. Two teams that are going to be in the playoffs. So, take that for what you will. And they
They're killing
are
it.
up three spaces from my last week. So they moved
Nice.
up three spaces.
Nice.
Number three, I got the Atlanta Braves. They dropped a spot. Nothing against the Braves. I just needed to put the Yankees at two. So the Braves dropped down to number three. Um, they have a postpone yesterday. So aside from Max Fried's meltdown, the team, there's really nothing to really complain about. The bats are good, the pitching is good. They're gonna win 100 plus games. They beat Philly, which is a good series to win. But they tied with the White Sox, which is interesting. But
Weird.
we all have bad games, right?
That's baseball.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So there's really no reason at all to harp over that. Number four, I got the Texas Rangers. Look, I've been lower on the Rangers than most people. I thought their pitching was going to really struggle. Uh, Turns out it's actually pretty good. They're sitting at a 3.17 when it comes to their ERA. Evaldi's looking fantastic. He's basically the fill-in ace while DeGrom and Scherzer's out. They're getting Scherzer back sooner rather than later. They just beat Chicago, who's a tough team, and they beat Tampa Bay in a series, which is a good team. So I got Rangers at four, and their bats are going to keep getting better. So
No shout out for your sex symbol, Dane Dunning.
that's my
He had a
boy.
heck of a first start, man.
Didn't he
went
go to
through, got the
7 innings?
quality. Yeah, he got the quality start.
Yeah.
Got the win.
You got Andrew Heaney. Evaldi's looking good. John Gray got beat up, but
It's gonna happen.
he'll bounce back. The team is
Yeah.
pitching better than I thought they would. Number 5, I got the Baltimore Orioles. They dropped down 2 spots. Oh, if I didn't say it, the Rangers move up 4. Up 4 spots. So number 5, I got the Orioles dropping down 2. Corbin Burns came back to earth with the second start, but he's still rocking a 2.31 ERA. Their rotation will get better when Bradish returns, obviously. But the bats haven't even heated up yet. They're only batting 231 as a unit. So
And still putting up 11 runs.
Right. So this team's going to get a lot scarier very fast. And we just got to sit around and watch. I mean, they haven't really done anything. They beat the Angels, but the Angels are 4-2. So I don't know. Maybe the Angels are the best team in the league. I don't know.
They're better than the Astros.
Yeah. So they beat the Angels in a series. And Kansas City. So Kansas City is a lot better than last year. So there's some value there. So they go down a spot at 5. Number 6, I got the Cincinnati Reds up 4 spots. So they move up 4. I have the Cincinnati Reds. I said, me and Chandler actually said this. I don't know if it was on a pod or off the pod, but I think we were both saying their rotation is going to be better than advertised.
Yep.
Like I think that was the kind of issue that the big analysts were having about the Cincinnati Reds. They're going to have the electric offense, the rotation and the arms. How's that going to be? They're pitching very well. Montas, holy shit. He's looking like an ace. 0.77 ERA in his first 2 starts. And this team beat Washington and Philly in their first 2 series. They have some batters that are in some slumps, and they're a little strikeout heavy right now. But once those batters get consistent, that team's going to be crazy. And they're going to have some healthy pitchers coming back. So who knows, right? Number 7, I got the Cleveland Guardians, not ranked last week.
Ooh.
So the Guardians moved into 7. Bieber is looking like a top 5 pitcher. A 0 ERA.
Yes.
0 ERA in his first
leading
2
Cy
starts.
Young candidate right now.
Right? Bats are extremely consistent. Their 4th and 5th starter in their rotation need to improve if they're going to be taken seriously. But they beat Oakland and they beat Seattle, which we're all high on Seattle. Yep. So I got and they won today, right? So Guardians at 7. Number 8, I have the Arizona Diamondbacks. They dropped 1 spot. Look, they lost 2-1 to the Yankees in extra innings with one of those losses. The bats are looking serious. They're going to need serious improvement on their 4th and 5th starter. They're both in double-digit ERAs. Jordan Montgomery will be the perfect superhero for that. He will be the perfect guy to come in and really fix that. When he comes in, the Diamondbacks are going to be a super serious playoff team. But they're at 8 right now. Number 9 and 10. These are fun, right? Because I could have put a lot of teams in these last 2 spots. Number 9, I got the Milwaukee Brewers, man.
They're playing some ball.
Dude, their rotation is looking way better than we all could imagine. And between Rhys Hoskins, Christian Yelich, Chirinos, and Terang, they have a little nucleus there. Yelich is looking fantastic. Their starters have really good ERAs. And they're off to a kick-ass start in the season, man. They're did they play today? Or no?
Milwaukee?
Did they play today? Because I know they're 1-1 with the Twins right now.
I don't think so.
I don't know that. Yeah.
So they're 1-1. So that team's playing some super serious ball. I could have put the Pirates there. I could put a bunch of different teams there, but I like Milwaukee at 9. They were not ranked last week. Number 10, I got the Boston Red Sox. Oof. Look, they split a series with Seattle. That's a super serious team. I think we can all agree on that. They swept Oakland. They have the best pitching in baseball right now. A total 1.54 team ERA. And look, Devers is batting under 200, and they're still off to the start that they're at. If their pitching can remain in the same galaxy that it's in right now, then you get Devers popping off, you get Kazis popping off, Tyler O'Neill. We all knew him leaving the Cardinals, he was going to be a fucking all-star candidate when he gets, because everyone that leaves the Cardinals become all-stars.
Yep.
So when Devers gets on board, when Kazis gets on board, O'Neill plays more games. You got Duran, that's your boy in center field. Boston, they got something, and we thought they had nothing.
Yeah. I
So
love the
that
names
is
on their pitching staff too, like Tanner Houck and Pavetta, and the other guy's name is eluding me right now. Whatever. Keep going.
Bello.
No, I was high on him getting in. He just hasn't had a great
He's
couple of
dead to
starts.
me.
No, he hasn't had a great couple of starts. But Whitlock, that's the one I'm looking
Yeah.
for. Garrett Whitlock.
So to recap my list, and obviously Boston was not ranked last week. So my top 10 right now, power rankings, Brandon's power rankings, the power rankings of nothing. It is the Dodgers at 1, Yankees at 2, Braves at 3, Rangers at 4. I have the Orioles at 5, Reds at 6, Guardians at 7, Diamondbacks at 8, Brewers at 9, Red Sox at 10. And that's my list. I thought about putting the Pirates at the
Nice.
back end, but I mean,
Give him 11. Honorable mention.
you know, their pitching scares me. Their ace, Mitch Keller's looking like garbage. Martin Perez seems like the best pitcher on the team, and everyone else just, I don't want to say it seems like they're getting lucky, but it's just guys you just don't want to trust them as far as you could throw them.
It's more like
But
Helen Keller instead of Mitch Keller.
damn,
Pretty bad.
more like Helen Keller. Anyways, that is my power rankings. Again, out of all these guys, I probably know the less baseball. So that list could be incredibly off. But I like it. I'm riding with it. Chandler, you got some stuff?
Yeah, sure do. So this week I'm not bringing y'all, how to win the weekend and things. Obviously, we got to wait for a couple weeks to shake out, see what a little bit of consistency looks like. Uh, so I just went through and I looked at some high draft picks, high dollar guys that are not performing well thus far, and then I went through and looked at some low value guys that are performing outstandingly at this point in time. I'm gonna run through this pretty quick because I did hit every single position. And so we'll start it off with catcher and end with relief pitcher for each one. So at catcher, I got JT Realmuto. He's only hitting 278 right now. He has one extra base hit, averaging 1.8 points per game. That's sad. Vlad Guerrero Jr. at first base for the Blue Jays, 208 average, also only has one extra base hit, 1.9 points per game.
That
At
whole
set,
Blue Jays team, by the way.
oh yeah, you'll see another Blue Jay pop up here in just a little bit.
Don't say
Uh,
it.
Oh, I
Don't
will.
say it.
Yeah, I will. At second base, you got Nico Horner with the Cubs. Everybody was super high on this guy. He was probably the third or fourth best second baseman at the end of last season. A 105 average, no extra base hits, a .7 points per game. Shortstop, again for the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette, 150 average, one
You
extra base hit,
bastard.
0.8 points per game. It's getting rough for the Jays right now. Looks like George Springer is easily the best player on that team. Third base, somebody I was really high on coming into the season. I know he's going to turn it around, but right now it's just not his time. Nolan Arenado with the Cardinals. He's got a 207 average. Prior to today, he also only had one extra base hit. I think he smacked a double today, so we'll call it two. Only averaging 2 points per game. Left field for the Rangers, Evan Carter, zero, zero hits, zero average, zero extra base hits.
But he gets on
He's
base.
still somehow managing 2.2 points per game, but I know all of us were expecting closer to that 4.5, 5 at this point in time. Center fielder for the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez, 185 average, one extra base hit, 0.4 points per game. He is
Ew.
striking out like it's his job. My guy for the Nationals, Lane Thomas in right field, dude. 100 average, no extra base hits, 0.6 points per game. So him and Julio are like neck and neck for the
They're
worst players
brothers.
right now. Yeah, they're awful at this point in time. And then my starting pitcher, Mitch Keller with the Pirates. He's got a 6.55 ERA, a 1.73 whip, zero quality starts.
And
He
here's the
only
thing. I don't want to interrupt you, but
You're
like to
good.
piggyback on Mitch Keller, it's not like he had a series against the Dodgers or the Diamondbacks. He played the Marlins and the Nationals.
Yep.
Continue.
Yep. Only 8 Ks against those two teams, averaging 3.5 points per game. And my reliever that's just not cutting it right now is for the hometown team, Josh Hader. He's got a 6.75 ERA. I think he's already had 4 appearances, 1.5 whip. He's blown his only save opportunity. He's caught 2 losses and averaging 0.5 points per game. If those guys aren't making you happy, obviously don't drop them. Stick them out for the season because they're going to turn it around. But some guys that are performing quite well right now, and are mainly available in the majority of leagues as well, and most likely did not get drafted. Starting with catcher Luis Campusano with the Padres. He's got a
Oh my
400
gosh.
average, 4 extra base hits, seven points per game. First base Ryan Mountcastle with the Orioles, 300 average, 3 extra base hits, 6.2 points per game. Second base, we touched on him earlier, but it is Andreas Jimenez with the Guardians. He's got a 346 average, 5 extra base hits, 1 steal, 7.9 points per game. This guy came out of nowhere. He was a sub 500 or right at 500 guy, and he was looking to blow the top off of that this year. Shortstop for the Nationals, CJ Abrams. Love what he's doing. He's basically their whole team at this point in time. 316 average, 2 extra base hits, 3 steals, 6.4 points per game.
He popped a homer today too.
Did he?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This everybody. This is prior to today's games. So, third base, Mikhail Garcia with the Royals. That's my guy. I'm real high on this second season for him. He's got a 280 average, 6 extra base hits, 1 steal, 8.5 average or 8.5 points per game. And left field, he's looking like his 2022 self. Well, before he got hit in the face, Taylor Ward with the Angels. He's got a 320 average, 5 extra base hits, 7.8 points per game. Brandon's guy in center field, Christopher Morel with the Cubs, 375 average, 3 extra base hits, 7.3 points per game. Out in right field with the Giants, Michael Conforto. He's
Oh my
established himself
gosh.
as not just a platoon guy this year. 370 average, 5 extra base hits, 8.1 points per game. I did not do, underperforming utility player. I had to put this guy somewhere because I can't not talk about him. Spencer Steer with the Reds. He's hitting 435 right now, guys. 4 extra base hits, 1 steal, 9.3 points per game. He's almost pushing 10. And that's just outrageous considering, like we talked about earlier, like Brandon talked about earlier, the strikeout struggles with the bottom half of that lineup. He's getting it done, almost single-handedly. My standout so far for the starting pitcher is with the Tampa Bay Rays. That's Aaron Savali, 1.5 ERA, 0.92 whip. He's 2 for 2 on quality starts. He's got 14 Ks across those 2 starts, averaging 34.5 points per game. And a big reason that the Rangers are sneaking up on your list there, Brandon, is their bullpen. They haven't really had it for the past couple years, but David Robertson, he's got a 0 ERA. Oh, his whip is a little high at 1.29, but I'll take it because he's 3 for 3 on hold chances, 5 Ks across the board, averaging 11.8 points per game.
And they'll probably end up moving him to closer because
Yeah, Leclerc
Leclerc,
isn't. Yeah, he's not.
he has no.
He's
I'm not trying to say anybody that plays a professional sport is garbage, but he's not a closer. I'll say that.
yeah. Well, he shows he has moments of brilliance, and then he has moments of should you be doing this job? Did you have a backup? I'm not sure. I got 2 guys to look out for in free agency. Again, the low owned guys. Starting pitcher, technically he's classified as a relief pitcher right now. So if you want him and you want to start him, you got to throw him in that relief spot. Garrett Crochet, I like to call him Crotchet because he's my crotchet rocket with the White Sox. He's got a 1.38 ERA, a 0.69 whip, 16 Ks over 2 starts. One of those starts being against the Braves, which is the game that they won. Only 1 walk, 39 points per game, only 44.1% owned. Very curious as to how that's not up in the 70s at this point in time. My batter to keep an eye on and just go ahead and grab him because he's going to be a utility guy as well. Oswaldo Cabrera with the Yankees. He's played third for most of the year while LeMahieu's out. Obviously, Birdie's there. He shifted over to shortstop for 1 game while Volpe was hurt. But right now, he's classified and categorized as a left fielder, right fielder. So it's just a matter of time when you can literally plug him and play him at any position. He's got a 346 average, 3 extra base hits. He's averaging 5 points per game, which, is outstanding for him considering it's his sophomore season. And he's only 31.4% owned. That one's kind of curious to me as well. But if those guys aren't already taken in your league, go find room for them. Don't drop those guys I mentioned first. Just be patient. But definitely keep an eye on these individuals and see if that strong start is worth the hype. Because I mean, even if you finish out this week with those guys, they're going to maintain those averages. If they can carry that into next week, the week after, you're really starting to build something.
Yeah, and speaking of Cabrera for the Yankees, that I didn't mention it when I was talking about my power rankings and the Yankees being at 2, but the Yankees beat the Astros with Judge absent. Like
I mean, he was there. Yeah, he
his
was there.
bat was non-existent,
Yep.
and that's even more scary.
Yeah. Well, you
You
got a
know,
bunch of young guys on that team, and Cabrera is one of them that has come out right and said, with Juan Soto, with the addition of Juan Soto on the team, especially for the lefty hitters on that team, they just watch him. They literally watch him and learn from him on a daily basis. And it's making a difference. It's making them better on a daily basis as well. And so I I hate to be I'm not rooting for the Yankees. Anybody out there, y'all can slow down. But I'm not a hater at this point in time. They're proving that they can kind of bring back the historic Yankees that everybody know and everybody else loves. Um, but we'll see what's happening. And as long as these young guys keep learning, the only Volpe is another guy that just barely missed the list for me because he's having an outstanding first week and a half of the season as well.
yeah. Colby, you got anything to add on that?
I just got two players who have two each. Players that either you didn't really expect them to do great out the at the gate, and then two players that just are shit in the bed right now. I got Tyler O'Neill for one of the players that's been doing really well. He's batting
Yep.
Love it.
333. Given you 35 points, I think, through 7 games, which is pretty good. And then I got Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He had
Yes,
the
sir.
first three games he popped off for home runs, and he was just doing really good. He's kind of on like a mini slump right now, but he has 59 points through 7 games, so he's giving you points. The two players that have kind of been disappointing is Luis Castillo.
Yep.
He's given you a total of 11 points. He's got 16 runs or 16 hits, 13 Ks. He's still striking people out, but he's still getting hit
Yep.
um, through 2 starts. And then Zach Geloff, he's one that we were kind of like at the end of the year, and then spring training comes, he was bombing, and then now he's giving you negative 1.3 per game. So he's one of the players that I'm just like, all right, I don't know about you, buddy, but we'll see. It's baseball's a long season, and
Yep.
Right.
the true player comes out later on. So, but yeah, those are my two and two that either
Yeah,
are doing really well or
the
not doing well.
Mariners are kind of getting. I mean, Gilbert's the only pitcher that's had a decent start. I mean, and but Kirby smacked
Yeah, got lit up last.
around,
Yep.
and then Castillo getting the Ks, but as far as quality starts with innings, low hits, low earned runs,
Still getting
it's
slapped.
especially in my he's my Cy Young winner pick.
Yeah.
So
Same.
Castillo's starting out interesting. Then Kirby, who I don't know if I put it on record or if we were doing a practice pod, but right when we started doing this, I said Kirby and Glass now are going to be in the top 5 pitchers. Well, maybe Glass now, not Kirby right now. So that's a that's interesting. Yeah, the Mariners, and I think when I had the idea of my Mariners are my World Series pick, by the way, and I own that. I imagined it's a long season, obviously.
You
Really
should get it tattooed.
being any type of analytical on baseball this early is funny,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's fun to talk about at the same time and want to stay on the up and up as far as fantasy goes. But I imagined that rotation being one of the best, and I imagined Julio Rodriguez essentially taking, I guess, another step into, really putting the team on his back. Mitch Garver popping homers, Cal Rayleigh popping homers. I just imagined it's a long season, but
Yep.
and you got add Jorge Polanco, you add Haniger, you know, it's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it's hard to ignore the stats that are happening. It's not indicative of anything that's going to continue to happen, but
right,
I mean that is what the analysis is based off of what has
Mm-hmm.
actually happened thus far, and it's hard to deny. You can
somebody
move
told
past
Slumps
it,
me.
are
but you can't
real.
ignore it.
Right. And Colby's right. Slumps are real. They could come early, they can come in the middle, they can come late.
Yep.
Someone told me a long time ago, you always sound crazy until you're not.
Yep.
So,
That's
I
why I'm not
mean,
worried about the Astros because we're just in a slump and we'll be fine.
no.
We just have to blank our opponents in order to win. That's all.
Yeah, but it looks like Jordan Alvarez is now out of hibernation and
Hmm.
watching that game and boy, I mean that dude barely swings the bat and that ball goes 450 dead center.
Yeah, that second homer he hit yesterday, he teed it up. Like
Like
he
why
he pulled it off the ground and said, "Here, I can push it."
it's one of those things. Why are you
Hmm.
even giving him anything to hit at all? It's
Great question.
Hmm.
unbelievable, especially at that point in the game, you know?
Yeah. I
But
think you'd be better off if you threw him little 60, 40 to 60 mile an hour ephises just
throw
to
him
get
an
his timing off,
ephus?
Just every single pitch, throw him an ephus.
All right.
Hmm.
I mean, we really just got UFC golf and we can go ahead and I mean, you want to go ahead and just wrap
Let's
it up or do you
let's
want
run
to take
through
that
them.
break, Chandler? Or do you want to just end? You want to just end it here, or you want to just run through UFC golf and then top it off?
Uh, yeah, we can just run it off.
Let's just run it off. All right, Colby,
Cool.
give me some golf stuffs.
All right, quick and fast, guys, and knowledgeable. Okay,
Quick,
we're
fast, and
gonna
knowledgeable.
quick,
That's
fast, and
the
knowledgeable.
name of our episode.
Love it.
Yeah,
Quick, fast, and
uh,
knowledgeable.
because quick and fast is different things, right?
Sure.
It depends on
Yeah,
which way you
sure.
look at it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so guys, we have. Let me pull this up real quick. Sorry, I'm not ready.
No, it's
Where
all
are we?
good. Colby's golf is my favorite part of the
Mhm.
podcast because he just gives me the players. I don't know anything about it. I just put it into my DraftKings and I let it rock. And
Yeah,
Well, I
winning
will
some
say
money.
this.
it's the biggest
I
trust
will.
segment of the pod.
Yeah, it's the don't
Yeah.
listen to my UFC, but definitely listen to Colby's golf for sure.
I don't. I will say this. For my second day, the players that I picked, four of them were top 20 finishes. One winner. I had one winner with Steven Yeager,
Nice.
and I had two top 15 and then a top 20.
Do you need to
So if
hear
they
any
were, if
more? Do you need to hear
yeah,
more
it,
listeners? Like listen to the kid.
that was pretty good. I did pretty good on that one. But anyways, so we got the Valero Open going right now. It's in San Antonio. Ooh, yeah, San Antonio, TPC San Antonio, just right down the road from you, Chandler.
Yep.
We got we got it's a stacked lineup, man. This is this like I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be good. Everybody's shooting really well right now. All the big names are up there. Badia, man, is playing crazy. He's a guy that I picked last week. He was a top 15 finish. He's at 9 under right now. He's in first place, and we're gonna pick him. We're gonna pick him because he's in first place. He's shooting 9. He's hot.
He's the
But
first ingredient in the stew.
yes, and my ingredient here, I'm approaching this a different way. And I think I prefaced this last podcast is we're going to go based off of position now. I'm not really looking, I am looking at the name, but I'm taking more into account what the position is and where they sit in the tournament on the second day. Most of these guys, I think one of them is not in 1 under, but most of these guys are at 1 under right now. We're going to go off that. And these names are perfect because all these names that I'm going to list here, you guys have heard, and I have high regards for all of them. But we're going to put number one position first. We're going to put Badia. He's going for 7,900.
Yep.
He's super talented. And I think I prefaced this last time. He's the type of guy who can pull shot shapes like old Tiger. He's got that. He's got the talent, and he can be really. He can be top 5 one day. But he's shooting 9 under right now, and we're going to go with him for the first part of the lineup. This is going to start my 1 unders here. We got Brian Harmon. We got the Waggle. We're going to put him back in there because
The
he
waggle
doesn't die.
returns.
The Waggle returns, man. He's going 8,600 on the salary. He's at 1 under. He's the guy that's just all around good. He's great off the second and third shot. Well, I wouldn't say third shot, second, third shot for par fives. But second, third shot, chip in, putting, all of it. He's one of the better putters on the tour. We're going to go with Brian Harmon. The next guy we're going with is Maverick McNeely. He's arguably the best
Oh
putter. I'm
my
going with,
God. Does
yeah.
anybody just born with a golf name?
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
great name.
Maverick.
Maverick McNeely?
Introducing Maverick McNeely. Yeah,
Dude, he was born to tear up the par five,
He
man.
just needs to
yeah,
get he needs to get knighted. So he's Sir
yeah.
Maverick McNeely.
Fucking Maverick. but he's arguably one of the best putters on the tour. He's been playing good really recently, and he's going for 8,100. I think it's a good price for him. So we're gonna go with McNeely. Doug Gim, y'all remember that name? Doug Gim. He's my top
Absolutely.
15 top 15 finisher for the past 7 tournaments. I think he fell off a little bit on the last tournament, but I mean, it's one of those things where golfers, if they were willing to put out, 6 top 15 finishes, they're in a groove. You're not going to shoot perfect every time, but if you're in that much of a groove, I'm going to still ride with you because you're willing to put up, top 15 finishes 6 times in a row. So we're going to go with Doug Gim. He's going for 7,500. And the next guy we got is Seamus Powers. He's the older guy. He's an OG.
Wait, his name
What?
is Seamus?
Seamus Powers or Seamus,
That might be
Ceamus.
Seamus.
Seamus or Seamus, whatever it may be. But he's your top 20, top 30 pick. He's going for 7K. You kind of have to pull guys like that when you start getting into the 7K and 6K range, but I think he's perfect. He's at even right now, and I'm more than willing to bet on him if he's sitting at even. And this is actually one that I'm really excited about. I really think he's going to go do good. You can call this the brisket. You can set it and forget it. Ludvig Aberg. He's from Sweden. He's one of the hot rookie. I think he was a rookie last year, or he's a rookie this year. I can't remember. But this guy is absolutely insane. I think he's sitting at even. He's going for 10-6, which is pretty expensive, but the fact that this guy plays super well, and he's sitting at even, the only thing I see is improvement. That's what this whole list is about. Is these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys after Badia, who's sitting at first. I'm looking for who can improve the most from even to 1 under. And all these guys to me say that these guys can shoot 2 under, 3 under tomorrow. That's what I'm feeling on. So my lineup for tomorrow for the second day is going to be Badia, who's sitting at 7,900. He's in first. Brian Harmon at 8,600. McNeely 8,100. Doug Gim at 7,500. All three of those are sitting at 1 under. Seamus Powers, I think he's sitting at 1 over or even, I believe, but he's going for 7K. And then Ludvig Aberg, he's my brisket. He's sitting at even for 10-6. I'm gonna ride with Aberg. I think he's gonna do super well. He might shoot 500 tomorrow. But yeah, we're looking for improvement tomorrow, and I think this lineup's gonna do it for sure.
Let's go.
Give me a rundown of the lineup real quick.
So we got Aske Badia at
Yep.
7,900. We got Brian Harmon at 8,600. We got Maverick McNeely at 8,100. We got Doug Gim at 7,500. We got Seamus Powers at 7K. And then we got Ludvig Aberg at 10-6. That gives you $300 to play with. But I'm super happy with
I'm sticking with it.
that.
I got 5 on it. You know how we do
So
it.
I
And
think
tomorrow is Friday, right?
tomorrow's Friday. That'll be the second day.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gang. All right. Um, all right, boys. Love the golf segment as always. Colby's a surefire way to at least double your money.
Yeah,
For
sure.
Let's get to some quick UFC, another free card. Gearing up for UFC 300. Obviously, I'll have a way bigger breakdown of UFC 300 as that is one of the best cards of all time, essentially. But this Saturday, April 6th, we have Brendan Allen, Chris Curtis. This is a rematch. And this is going to be a fun card. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, it's the same thing. I say it every single week. The casual fan's not going to know a lot of these guys, but the quality of fights is definitely going to be there. Main event, Brandon Allen, Chris Curtis. Some names to look out for on this card. Alexander Hernandez is your co-main event. This kid's been on and off. He's notoriously known for talking shit to Donald Cerrone when they fought, and Cerrone head kicked them. But he burst onto the scene with some big wins and has struggled since then. But I mean, he's a notable name, and he's fighting. I think he's fighting a winnable fight against Damon Jackson. This Morgan, again, these French names have become the death of me. So I'm just gonna go Cherie. I know that
Chartier.
It looks like a M.
Charrier sounds good. I could be way
Yeah.
off, but this kid last fight in the UFC was his first fight, and he finished the dude with front kicks to the body, which is
Oof.
extremely hard to do, and he just kept kicking him in the stomach, which was crazy. Ignacio Bahamondes, this kid strikes like no tomorrow. Super lengthy for 155. Always fun to watch. This guy's absolutely terrifying. This Walter Walker, for one, if your name rhymes, get out of his face.
He looks like a
Um,
Marvel villain.
no, he looks terrifying. Um, this part of this part of this fight's going to be on my betting lineup here. But Trevor Peak, Charlie Campbell, two dudes that go in there and slang and bang, dude. This fight's going to be good. You got Court McGee, Alex Morono, good veteran fight. Jermaine Durandamy's fighting, who fought Holly Holm for the 145-pound belt at,
Hey.
at one point. So that's a fun one. You got Cynthia Calvillo fighting. It's gonna be some good ones. So you know how I do it. I give you 5 bets. By the way, I didn't hit my parlay last week, but my main event underdog, Manon Firo, she cashed at plus 150. So I was right on that one. But here's what I'm going with as far as my 5 bets I really like. So it's going to start with the Marvel villain, as Chandler said, Walter Walker. I think I like him to win. That's not the bet I'm taking, though. I think this fight goes under 2.5 rounds. So these two heavyweights, this guy's terrifying. Someone's getting knocked out under 2.5 rounds at minus 170. That's the first leg of the parlay. Actually, the next one is going to be the fight underneath it. Charlie Campbell, Trevor Peak. I am taking Charlie Campbell to win outright at minus 185. Then I'm moving up. I'm taking Morgan Charrier. I'm spitballing here.
I like it.
He's at minus 124. I'm taking him on the money line. And then I am moving up to Alexander Hernandez. We spoke about him. I think he's in a winnable fight against Damon Jackson. I think the kid's getting better. Give me Alexander Hernandez at minus 210. And then my lock of the night, I'm taking Brendan Allen at minus 210. Brendan Allen, I think, is one of the biggest dark horses at 185 pounds. Let's just take a second to look at his recent fights. Check this out. Dude is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fight win streak. And then we got rear naked choke, rear naked choke, rear naked choke. This guy likes to choke people rear naked.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to take Brendan Allen, and he actually lost to this guy back in 2021. But I think he gets his revenge, wins the rematch. So that is the 5 bets I like. To recap, give me Charlie Campbell minus 185. Let me give you a visual. Give me Charlie Campbell minus 185. Give me between Brzezinski and Walker, I got it going under 2.5 rounds. Give me Charrier minus 124 to win. Then give me Alexander Hernandez minus 210. Give me Brandon Allen minus 210. 50 wins you $431. That's sitting at plus 863. And the odds are subject to change every minute. So the price now might not be the price on Saturday. It could get better. It could get worse. Who knows? The odds move instantaneously all the time. But that is the fights I'm taking. No underdogs. I have no underdogs in my parlay. All favorites. But
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah. So that is UFC. Is going to be a fun card to watch some people get knocked unconscious, and you know that's what we do. But yeah, I mean, any of you guys have anything that's near and dear to your soul before I get to words of wisdom?
I shot an 84 today
What
on
does that mean?
a par 72.
Nice.
It's
12
12
over
over, means I shot plus 12.
on
Okay.
18 holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't bad at all, man.
No, it's not. And I was like 9, or I think I was like 9 over through the first 9. And so
Damn. So
Oh,
yeah,
so
the
you
back
so
nine were
you
real good
really
for
you
you.
really honed in. You really
I
locked
turned it
in.
Yeah.
on. Yep.
Colby, after we went, remember we went golfing, right?
Yep.
What was your honest opinion of my golfing?
You can play.
I was so
You just need to
terrified.
you just need to practice.
I was I remember I hit one good drive that was right by the hole,
Mm.
and I also remember slipping and falling because I didn't have golf shoes. So
Yeah, it was fun.
you
That'll
know how
happen.
it goes. That was my first time ever picking up a non putt putt club.
Yeah.
No, I
You
guess
get
that's
the
not true.
concept of
I've
it.
been to Top Golf before,
Yeah.
but
Pretty sure. Yeah.
you a
Those are
You're all
golfer,
just
right.
Chandler? You play golf?
repurposed putt clubs at Top Golf. I like the driving range.
Yeah, you know.
I'm a baseball guy, so I just like to hit things, far as I can, which isn't always very far.
Yeah.
I'm not in Houston anymore, but I see that they're opening some bars, like adult bars that have batting cages in
Simulators.
them.
Yeah, it's all the
The
rage.
ball gets thrown up, like it comes up from the ground and you just pop that sucker while you're eating nachos.
Yep.
Like that's
Yep.
unbelievable. I need something
Yep.
right like that around
It's in
here.
Katy. There's one in Katy. I
Oh,
think
really?
my real estate my broker, like I think they do it like every 2 quarters or something like that. They'll have like a get together over there.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called.
when I was back in West Texas, they opened, and again where I was at in West Texas, there was not a whole lot of anything, but they opened some mulligan bars where it's golfing
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
food and drink. But baseball, that sounds like a blast.
Yeah, I want to know what their safety
Hell
boots
yeah.
sound like because I mean, you get greasy, oily food, and they're like, "Yeah, swing this aluminum bat around." Sure.
And I'm sure
Yep.
like the tracking machine that they use is like not cheap. It's probably like 10 grand. But all right, boys.
It's an
So
investment for
Yep.
sure.
Chandler, words of wisdom before we leave.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody win any fantasy league without making moves, and so don't sit on your hands. Make something happen. I'm maxed out both weeks in a row making moves
Chandler
already
maxed out on
on
like
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm a little impatient to start the season, so you don't have to heed that advice all the way. But there's some guys, I mean, that have made two moves over the first 2 weeks, and you're not hitting your pitching max. Same thing in football, right? You're obviously not capitalizing on free agency. You're not capitalizing on the waiver wire. You got to do something. Don't stop doing something.
Don't stop doing something. Colby, what's your words of wisdom?
Agarralo y rompelo.
En inglés, por favor.
Yeah, hopefully that's not like offensive. What does that mean?
Mean means grip it and rip it.
Hey,
All right, boys. Well, this has been we're in the double digits, boys. It's only up from here. This is episode 10, and we are the Wide 80 podcast. Let's sign out.
see
So yeah.
you.